Growth Mentality podcast. This is where we break barriers, embrace excellence, and unlock limitless potential. This is June 1st. All right. So, starting a brand new month, June 1st. All right. So, we're going to be talking today, starting the month. The title for today is Conquering Fear, a Path to a Fearless Life. All right. That's what we're going to be talking about today. In trading, we encounter fear constantly, right? Because of the fluctuation of the markets, it's emotional. Every time we press that buy button, it gets our heart pumping and accelerated. And we have to learn to control that. We have to learn to control that. So, fear in this case is not only going to talk about trading, we're talking about life, we're talking about entrepreneurship, right? So, I've been telling you guys for a long time that we're not only creating traders, we are creating entrepreneurs, right? So, fear is a powerful and universal emotion that can hold us back from realizing our true potential, all right, and living a fulfilling life. It can paralyze us, prevent us from taking risk, and limit our growth. And you see that constantly in trading. How many times have you stood in front of the computer looking at a candle, looking at the strategy, looking at the way that you already know your strategy, and yet fear paralyzes you to make a decision? It holds you back from taking a risk that you have already calculated. It's been a risk that you have already thought out, and you know the exit, you know the entry, and you know where it's going, but yet fear paralyzes you to make a decision for you to trade. All right. And that happens, and when that happens, it limits your growth, it limits what you want to do. However, listen to this, it is possible to overcome fear and live a more courageous and confident life. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, we're going to explore strategies and techniques to remove fear from your life and embrace a fearless mindset. All right. Not only in trading, but in life as well. All right. So, number one, I always have steps, I always have a countdown. So, number one is identify and understand your fears. The first step in conquering your fear is to identify and understand what specific fears are holding you back. Take the time to reflect on your thoughts and emotions and identify the root cause of your fears, right? So you need to be able to identify what you're scared about. What is holding me back? What is my mind telling me that is holding me back? Are they related to failure, right? Have you failed in the past, or you feel that you fell in the past and you feel that you're going to fail again, right? Because that's what failure is telling you. Are they related to rejection? Are they related to uncertainty or something else, right? You need to understand your fears allows you to confront them head on and develop strategies to overcome them, right? So when we trade, we encounter fear constantly, right? We kind of, especially when you're brand new to this, when you're starting off, it creates that. It creates that fear because you don't know, since you're learning and you're working with real money and you see the candles go up and down and you have that fear sometimes to go into a position because again maybe you failed before, you feel that you failed before, maybe because when you did it before and you thought that it was going up, now it started going down, or you thought it was going down and it started going up. So you have that failure in your mind and you have that rejection in your mind, you have that uncertainty. And for us in trading, it's a lot of uncertainty that happens. It's a lot of uncertainty that happens into our mind that keeps us from really moving forward and being successful when it comes to trading. Number two, you have to challenge negative beliefs. Fear often comes from negative beliefs and self doubt. Challenge those limiting beliefs by examining the evidence behind them. You need to identify, why do I feel this fear? Why is it happening to me right now? Why is it happening to me right now? Ask yourself if there's any real basis for your fears, or are they simply the result of irrational thinking, right? Is there a root cause for that? When you are working into a position and you're looking at a candle and you feel that your strategy is coming right now, it's about to happen. You see all the indicators, you see everything line up, and you ask yourself, is this the real basis of your fears? Why am I not taking the position? Right? So you need to identify why. So is it because you have an irrational thinking? Is it because you have uncertainty? Is it because you feel like you're going to fail? Is it because you feel that you don't know it all? Is it because you're not 100% sure? Right? Those are all negative thoughts that come and create fear. Remember, the mind creates fear to survive, right? The mind creates fear to survive. That's what it is. Your mind is there for survival. That's why whenever something, you're up in an airplane and constantly, some people say, "Oh, I'm not scared of flying." Listen, we all have that thought in our mind. What if this crap falls, man? What is it? And fear starts kicking in, and that's it's just survival, right? It's just survival. Replace negative beliefs with positive and empowering affirmations that reinforce your ability and your strength. So I share with you guys that something that I have in my bathroom mirror and I have here on my computer is that I have it. It says, "I own it to myself to be confident. I own it to myself to be disciplined, and I own it to myself to be focused." And that for me really challenges my negative beliefs because let me tell you, I still have them, right? Whenever I see a position, whenever I see something, I still have those doubts. I still have those moments that hold me back. But when I say this to myself and I say to myself, listen, I own it to myself to be consistent. I own it to myself to be disciplined. I own it to myself to stay focused. It removes those negative beliefs and tells me, hey, Eric, you know what? You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. So go ahead and face it. Number three, face your fears gradually. Facing your fears directly is a powerful way to overcome them, right? So it's speaking against your fear. Whenever you feel that moment that I'm not going to get in, listen, face it. Maybe you're thinking about going into a position with 5, 10 contracts, but fear kicks in. But you know how to beat it? Going with one contract, but still go in. Believe in what you already know. Believe in what you have already studied, right? Start by taking small steps outside of your comfort zone and gradually expose yourself to the things that trigger fear, right? So if it's that pressing that buy button or pressing that sell button and you're doing it with 5 and 10 contracts, do it with one, but do it because you're facing your fears, right? The emotions, you're gaining control of your emotions. As you face and conquer each fear, you build confidence and resilience, guys. Remember, growth happens outside of your comfort zone and each small victory propels you forward. You are not going to win if you stay inside the box, right? You're not going to think outside if you're inside. You're not going to propel to a next level if you're still inside that box, right? So if you keep trading one contract, one contract, one contract, one contract, guys, it's going to tell you that's your comfort zone. You're not going to grow out of your comfort zone, right? But you at least start facing your fears, right? At least you're pressing that button to start. At least you're pressing that button to start trading. And that's what I need you guys to do. Take each small victory propels you forward. Number four, practice mindfulness and self-reflection. All right. This is me telling to myself, I own it to myself to be confident, I own it to myself to be disciplined, and I own it to myself to be focused. That is mindfulness and self-reflection that really helps me. Observe your fears without judgment and explore their origins, right? Don't get discouraged because you feel fear. You need to understand why is it coming? Why is it showing up? Why is it popping up in my head? And again, guys, this is not only for trading, this is about life as well, right? We get fear constantly. So you have to explore where is it coming from. By cultivating a mindful mindset, you can gain clarity and better manage your fears. Practice deep breathing exercise, guys. There are times, man, that I'm in the market. Yesterday was one of them. I got into a position that it was not the best, and I held, right? And that's what I did. I just breathe, man, breathe and believe in what I already know and stop the fear. I wanted to sell. But if I would have sold, I would have lost money. But I held because I knew what I was doing. I knew what I saw. It's just the market reacted for 10 minutes in the opposite direction. But I held because the next hour, it went in that direction that I knew it was going to go, right? So I didn't sell and I hold, right? So you need to calm your mind and gain a deeper understanding of your fears. Understand why is it coming from. If you already sure of your strategy, there's no need to have fear, right? You should be able to control your fear. Number five, seek support and encouragement. Overcoming fear is not a journey you have to undertake alone. You have us in the group, people that are in the circle in Discord. You have us together. You have support from friends, mentors who can provide encouragement and guidance. Again, I tell you guys, surround yourself with positive and supportive people who believe in your abilities and can help you stay motivated. And that's what we do on the inner circle on Discord. We help each other. We look for each other. We understand each other. Whenever you're going, if you have a green that we celebrate, when you have a red that we talk about it, right? We don't discourage anybody. We're not laughing at anybody. We're talking about, okay, you had a red day. Let's discuss what did you do? Why did you have a red day? Let's support each other. Sharing your fears and challenges with others can bring a fresh perspective and alleviate some of the burdens you may feel. If you stay with that inside, that fear is going to just start conquering you and conquering you and conquering you constantly, right? But when you share it with others, we can actually help you, take that fear away, break that fear apart, and help you move forward in the goals that you want to reach. Number six, and I say this a lot, focus on personal growth and development. I say this every single day. Investing in personal growth and development can boost your self confidence and help you confront your fears, guys. Set goals that align with your passion and values and take consistent action towards achieving them. Again, this is not only about training, this is about life and entrepreneurship. Acquire new skills, seek knowledge, and challenge yourself to learn and grow. Challenge yourself to learn and grow. As you expand your capabilities, you will gain a sense of accomplishment and fear will gradually diminish, right? Because you're loading more your brain with positive things. You're learning whenever you, for example, you can have fear. I don't know how to trade. Well, you learn and fear goes away. Oh, I don't know about this indicator. Well, you learn, fear goes away. I don't know about the stock market. Well, you learn about the stock market, fear goes away, right? Because if you exchange a one cartridge of fear and you put a cartridge of learning, then that learning will completely eliminate fear because you've learned something. You learn the knowledge, and that way you do not have fear for the unknown. You only have fear for the unknown, but if you know it, then fear cannot exist, right? Because if it's already known, the unknown cannot be there. I hope that makes sense, right? So if you learn something, then fear has to go away because you have already experienced that, right? And what fear does is whenever you do not have an experience, it's going to let you know, hey, we can't do this if we won't survive. You can't use all that money because then you go broke. You can't make that business decision because everything is good the way it is right now. You might lose your house, your car, and everything. So that's what fear does. But when you learn something and you break through it, fear can come into your mind and say you're going to lose all your money, but you're going to say, hey, listen, I did that 6 months ago already and I didn't lose my money. I doubled it. So fear goes away, right? Fear shows up on in the unknown. But if you already know by learning and taking a step forward, then fear has no way to be there. All right. Number seven, embrace. All right. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. And I spoke about this many, many times, so I'm not going to go over it again. You embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Again, here we win or we learn, right? Listen, failure is inevitable, part of life. You can't stop it, all right? But it's a teacher at the same time. You have to embrace failure as an opportunity for growth and learning. You have to shift your mindset, all right? So see failure as a feedback and stepping stone towards success. Failure is a feedback. It's letting you know, hey, listen, the way that you did it, maybe that didn't work, but it is a feedback to stepping stone towards success. It's going to push you forward. It's going to propel you forward. All right. So learn from your mistakes. I have an extra ones here. Step out of your comfort zone. For fear, you need to step out of your comfort zone, right? Expand your comfort zone. So you have to seek new experience and pushing your boundaries, right? Pushing your boundaries might be if you've been paper trading for 2 weeks, that first day come and you say, I'm going to go with real money. That's pushing your boundaries. That's seeking new experience. Because let me tell you, paper trading is not the same as real money, right? Real money, your heart, your hands start sweating, your heart starts bumping. You start making even hopefully better decisions because now it's real money, right? But you have to push over that boundary, right? That's a way that you say to fear, look, I'm going for the unknown to the known, right? So take on challenges that might make you slightly uncomfortable, but are still within your reach. All right. So what does that mean? It means that you can face fear, but it doesn't mean that you're going to face it with 50, 100 contracts. No, that's not the way you face fear. That's the way you lose. All right. The way that you face fear is by slightly doing uncomfortable things or actions, but are still within your reach. What is that? It means that, listen, you still are doing risk management, right? It doesn't mean go and jump completely and get on it completely. It's talking about, listen, get out of your comfort zone, but very, very slowly. By stepping out of your comfort zone, you build resilience and develop a great sense of self assurance. All right. Number, I don't even know what number this is because I had like three extras, but we'll continue. Learn from successful role models, right? I told you guys, I'm not the only one out there. I'm not a guru. I'm not the 100% expert. There are many people out there, and I constantly tell you guys research, search, and look for other people. Listen to them, people that are being successful, and just model them as well. Seek inspiration from successful individuals who have overcome their own fears and achieve remarkable success. I mean, there are stories after stories of entrepreneurs, big entrepreneurs, right? That are big right now, but they weren't big when they started, but they had to face their fears, right? Many of the things that we use today, gadgets and phones and the internet, there were people that went through fearful moments, but they overcome it, right? And because of that, we get to experience other things in life, right? Because of them. So listen, guys, something that I do, read biographies. I love doing that. Listen to interviews, man. I listen to podcasts all the time. Yesterday was when I was in the computer, and I sent you guys the picture of me in the computer learning. I was listening to a podcast. It's called the 8 Minute Millionaire, and I was listening to that podcast when I was in the computer. Listen, I don't tell you guys things that I do not do myself, right? I don't do that. I'm telling you things that I do myself, right? Learn from their experiences and adopt their strategies and mindset to conquer your own fears, man. It helps you a lot, you know, especially reading books. Reading books really, really are going to take you to the next level, guys. Reading books is awesome. It's you get to dive into other people's lives and see the stuff that they came from. Um, I always say everyone has a bestseller. Every human being has a bestseller inside of them. It's just that some people decide to write it and some people don't, right? But they tell you, right? If you go to the cemetery, you don't have just dead bodies. You have dead dreams, dead goals, dead books. People never wrote a book. People, you know, passed away with dreams and goals and just incredible beliefs in them, but they pass away without doing anything, right? So don't be that person. Don't be that person. Practice visualization and affirmations, guys. Visualization techniques to imagine yourself successfully navigating situations that trigger fear. I told you guys this maybe like a few days ago. My favorite song is "Eye of the Tiger," right? I told you guys that, and you guys know that, and I play that constantly, and I play that in the car while I'm driving. But I don't play it just to play it. I play it because I'm imagining myself going into a conference room with hundreds of people, and just me walking to the stage with that music on and saying to myself, Eric, you did it. This is where you want it to be. This is exactly what you had in your mind. And this is visualization. And that is affirmations. And I do that every single day. I told you guys that I dream with my eyes open. I dream when I'm awake, right? When I dream at night and I'm sleeping, for me it doesn't count. For me it's I like to dream when I'm awake, right? That's what I do. And I practice visualization. And my wife knows it. Sometimes I'm driving and I'm quiet. I can be quiet for a while. And she knows exactly what I'm doing. I'm visualizing. I'm having affirmations. I myself, I am somewhere else. I'm up on a stage. I'm helping hundreds of people. I'm seeing people come up to the stage and sharing their testimonies of where they were and where they're at now and all those things. And for me, I feel good about that. I visualize that. I visualize that every single day. I create a vivid mental image, of myself confidently facing and overcoming different fears in order for me to see that. So repeat positive affirmations daily to reinforce a fearless mindset. You know, it could be an example is I am capable of handling any challenge that comes my way. Say that to your in the mirror every single day. You know, I am capable of handling any challenge that comes my way. Or I embrace fear as an opportunity for growth. Guys, it helps your subconscious. I guarantee you. It helps your subconscious. If you look at the mirror and you say to yourself, I am capable of handling any challenge that comes my way, or I embrace fear as an opportunity for growth. So when fear arrives, fear comes to your life, you're going to say this. And you know what? In your conscious mind, it's going to be there, guys. Your mind is very powerful. Whenever fear comes up, these two phrases are going to come up. Your mind is going to come up and say, I'm capable of handling any challenge that comes my way. Fear is going to show up and say, I embrace fear as an opportunity for growth. The moment that you are training and you face fear, right there, I embrace fear as an opportunity for growth. And that's the moment that you identify, I'm facing fear. What do I have to do so that I can get fear out of my mind and build it with confidence, resilience, persistent, right? So that can help reprogram your conscious mind. Remember, removing fear from your life is a gradual process that requires consistent effort and self reflection. All right, so embrace the journey with patience and persistence, like I told you many times, and celebrate each step forward towards living a fearless life, guys. All right, so it's June 1st. It's a brand new month, brand new calendar, start from scratch. I want you guys to really pay attention to your trades, feel confident, break boundaries with risk management. All right. But know that you guys can do this. You guys can do this. You guys have been proven for the last few days. I'm seeing green all over the place. You guys are making the right decisions. You guys are making the right decision on the wrong moves, which is good, right? You guys are learning how to read the charts even better. You guys are learning price action even better. Some of you are taking trades without even the indicators showing up, right? Because that's what you guys are learning price action, right? You guys are removing that fear from you. You guys are changing it with confidence and growth, right? So that's what I need you guys to continue to do. So it's 9:09. We're gonna call it here. This is No Excuse Mentality Podcast from 8:45. We start in the morning, Monday through Friday. This is where we break barriers, embrace excellence, and unlock limitless potential. All right. I will see you guys at 9:30 for live trading June 1st. All right. It's a brand new month, June 1st. So let's start with a positive attitude and let's get to that money. I'll see you guys in a few minutes.